For the first time in 46 years, the best of the best in the Sports Car Club of America return to the West Coast for the club's annual one-race battle for the title of champion in 27 classes. This year's three-day duel for the medals brings over 400 racers to California's Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca on the stunning Monterey Peninsula. It's time to seriously step up at the 2014 and 51st SCCA National Championship Runoffs.
Couldn't ask for a better day for racing. Randy Popes, this morning you and I were talking about the weather being perfect for race cars and race drivers. Not too cold, not too hot. Back to the 8th row, Neil Frank of the 32 from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Bill Okell from Victoria, British Columbia, the 21. Bill Hartman from Yuba City, California, starts scratch in the 40 car. 40 minutes or 20 laps of racing in F-Production, kicking off the afternoon session of Friday. Glad to have you with us for the SCCA National Championship Runoffs. The F-Production field coming to the stripe. Green flag is in the air. Looks like they want to be at least 3 wide heading into 1. Randy Popes.
Oh, they spread out, and look, the little midget is trying to push that Lotus, but there's nothing strong enough to push on the car. So he's got to be careful. Looks like the Lotus pulled really well off the start. Surprising. Prill on the outside of turn 2.
Brian Lynn in that Lotus Super 7, the nominal leader. Brill puts a tire off. Couple of cars go around. We've got a multi-car tangle at the exit of 2. Looks like Lynn will keep the lead heading from 3 to 4. We've got 4 cars off out of a 17-car field. Big tangle. Couple of cars seemingly with damage. But up front, we've got 5 cars fighting, 2 nose to tail for the lead. That's Sereno chasing down the leader, the 14 of Lynn. Top 2 pulling away. Eric Brill in 4th, trying to track down Joe Huffaker, who has a win already here today in his beautiful Mini Cooper earlier this morning.
Boy, I think he's holding up Brill at the moment.
Lynn goes around. Your pole sitter. Your pole sitter in one of the Lotus Super 7s on the field spins, gets into the gravel, keeps it running, we think. Maybe not. He may have beached it.
That's that tricky turn 6.
Yeah. Battling here for 10th and 11th position. That'd be Bill Hartman in the 40. That's the Super 7 that's red right there. Red with the silver tank behind him. And then Bill Okell in an MG Midget in car number 21. And then Brian Lynn back in 12th position. Back to check in on the battle for 10th and 11th. One of the better ones on the racetrack. Brian Lynn actually up to 10th right now, being shown inside. Brian Lynn making some hay, your pole sitter. This is 11th and 12th now. Hartman in the 40, the red Super 7, and Okell in the 21. The MG Midget right behind him, the yellow car out of Vancouver, British Columbia. Brian Lynn, the pole sitter, had fallen a lap down. He has unlapped himself. Now he's 55 seconds behind the leader, but Lynn has cracked the top 10 out of 17 starters. Side by side here for 11th.
Whoa, Hartman moves wide and then comes back on the midget.
Okell in the 21 trying to work his way past and pick up 11th
he got a run out of 5. Look at that run into 6. I think Okell's going to make it. Nope, the Lotus pulls him up the hill. This track has some amazing elevation too as we come out of 6. Look at that, it's much steeper even than it looks here. There you go, a good view of that climb. Okay, Okell looking inside at the corkscrew. Nope, he's not going for it yet.
I have just a few laps around here in a passenger car, essentially. I can't imagine what it's like at speed when you crest that hill down into the corkscrew and the bottom just drops out. And a passenger car can be pretty exciting.
It's like driving off a waterfall.
I bet.
You get light and then you land and it's this roller coaster ride down the hill through turn 10 here into 11, a tight left-hander that leads on the front straight.
Hartman in the 40, holding on to 11th. Okell in the 21, trying to work his way by. He'll try an inside move off the final corner. Drag race up the front stretch.
Oh, look, the Lotus pulls him down the straight.
Wow. Now Okell may have the preferred line here if he can get up alongside the 40. See if Hartman can close the door. Now he gives him room, and Okell tucks in behind.
It's going to be hard to pass that Lotus. I'm guessing the Lotus is probably lighter, but it looks like he's doing very well in the horsepower department.
All right, some amateur aerodynamics here. Think of how narrow the Lotus Super 7 is. He punches a smaller hole in the air wall as you come up that hill.
We can tell that, but look at everything sticking out. It can't be very efficient aerodynamically, right? The wheels stick out, those fenders, really cool looking, terrible aerodynamically.
They catch air. Yeah, they catch air. They're not not the preferred thing to do if you had a choice.
Oh yeah, they do.
And there is Sereno's
Smoking.
57. out in front, a little bit of smoke pouring off those tires.
Not unusual for an MG midget, actually. There are jokes about production cars being followed around by a cloud of smoke, but he was not smoking earlier in this race.
Yeah, and that's one of those things you would be watching normally and think, okay, can that car get to the finish?
Yep, like we said, they're tweaked. Got a little bit of traffic here, but it looks like he's going to make it easy for these top 3 cars to get by. Very sportsmanlike.
Nicely done. Good drive for Nigel Serino out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, in car number 57.
That's a British sports car made back in the 60s and 70s for all you youngsters.
Oh, dives down toward the wall to say hello to his crew and congratulate them on a great job preparing that 3rd fast car in qualifying. Serino, under the checkered flag, will win F-Production here at the SCCA National Championship Runoffs in 2014.
Huffaker second.
Krill gets third.
third.
Out of the final corner, the 21 car will come to the stripe. He had been strong earlier in the day as well. Bill Okell in 10th position in that MG midget, one of our competitors from British Columbia, Canada.
Where's
Taking
that
advantage
Lotus
of
7
the West Coast.
Excuse me. Where's that Lotus
venue.
7 he was racing, Rick?
The car of Gary Johnson in some trouble, as we mentioned earlier.
Oh,
Gary
okay.
having problems earlier in the day, behind the wall being shown in 12th position right now. Serino in the 57, Huffaker in the 77, Krill in the 7. As they wave to one another, the 88 car, as you mentioned earlier, Jensen in 9th, lap down. Congratulating the top 3 in F-Production here today at the 2014 SCCA National Championship Runoff. We'll show you the top 10. Serino, Huffaker, and Krill. We mentioned Harris, Kennard, and Lynn, the next 3. Neil Frank and Weber, Paul Jensen, and Bill Okell rounding out the top 10. A top 10 finish here is an accomplishment.
It's the cream of the crop. All the best come to the runoffs to duke it out, and on the West Coast for the first time in a long, long time, since Riverside, I believe.
Yeah.